It's almost like your, what's this word now? There's a word used to, English fails me. I know it's in Yoruba, I know the word in Yoruba. But in English, but it's like you're patronizing, that's the word. Okay, to write something now. How do you reply to it quickly? I blame mommy. Eh? What was it? Ooh, twist it, put some, make it jiggy. Eh? Thank you. Somebody said that people have been flirting with it. I heard it. Oruko mi, ni, and then your name. We started doing them sort of like on and off since 2011. It was born mainly out of educating my daughter on the language, because I was thinking that this child, what am I going to give this child that is unique, that is of their own culture, Western culture, a private education, all these things are moot, they're questionable as to the results. But what if the child could speak Yoruba, her own ancestral tongue, read and write it to a commendable degree? You see, things like this, the coming of the European had quite an impact on some of our ancestors. The biggest one, I think, would have been, education and various technology that Europeans brought. I think that kind of led to people believing that to become something, you had to follow that European example. When we were young, we used to make fun of people speaking English, but later on I realized that we shouldn't. Because we should even make fun of our own self, that we can't even speak our own language. And we have to remember that English is actually a difficult language to speak. We don't realize it. It's because you're born into it. As Africans, we are amongst the most brainwashed race on the planet. I thought somebody was yawning there. Right? And so we don't really think of how difficult English actually is. You yourself think of it, somebody saying through. It's like, why do you need to have TH and R together? GHT, making no sound. Thought, I thought. Rough, GH, something's wrong with this language now. Because they've told you already. It's not unheard of for parents to say, oh, what do they want to use Yoruba or Shona or Ghana for? It has no use in today's, or actually, what do we want to need? I mean, it doesn't bring any money. So we have to readdress what we believe education is, B, what we believe heritage and ancestry are. And a lot of these things interfere with our psyche. In fact, they even make us disrespect ourselves, because many children don't see themselves as a beautiful. If you have no pride in your own self, your own language and your own culture, you will always be looking for something to fill in that gap, that void. I know you want to say it. My mind keeps telling me no, but my body, bad song. It's like R. Kelly, isn't it? R. Kelly, I don't see nothing wrong. We're speaking Yoruba. I don't see nothing wrong. Oh yeah, come on. I don't see nothing wrong with speaking Yoruba now, brother. Come on now, step up. Tani. Thank you very much. My brother's got it. Most of my students will be students of African descent, so people in the diaspora. So when we say Africans in diaspora, we're talking about people who are directly or indirectly of African descent. So we're looking at our Caribbean family, we're looking at some African American family, but mostly that come here to my classes are people, Yorubas of direct Yoruba descent, that feel that something is missing.
I was born in the UK, but I've been to school in Nigeria twice, on 2 different occasions. Both occasions I failed Yoruba abysmally and exceeded in every other subject. Trying to learn the language in Nigeria was a bit tough because I was killed a bit and not encouraged enough. So now I have a teen daughter, and I think it's time that we both kind of embrace the language just for our own, heritage, and to pass it on to any other children or grandchildren.
We have students from the age of 5 up to 66, and age of 66, and it's an honor and a delight to be part of people's sort of like cultural and ancestral growth. I look at what I'm doing as a service, and even sometimes even a cultural emergency. I've never looked at it as a business, even though some people do pay certain amounts, but we also offer several scholarships.
Orúkọ mi ni Abby.
I was born in Nigeria. My father is Yoruba and my mother's from the Caribbean. Growing up, I didn't learn Yoruba. I suppose a lot of the time when you learn a language, it probably comes from your mother, because my mother didn't speak Yoruba. I wasn't taught how to speak Yoruba. And initially it didn't bother me for a long time, because I left Nigeria when I was 6. So it didn't really bother me for a very long time. But recently I just felt that I'm missing a huge part of my culture because I don't understand the language. You know, when I'm around my father's side of the family, they're all speaking Yoruba. I don't really understand what's going on. And it just feels like a part of me is missing. So I felt it was really important for me to learn Yoruba so that I could understand that part of my culture, and also so that I can pass it on to my children when I have children.
That right? It's okay. No, I just wanted, it's familiar, like it's the same thing in Shona in Zimbabwe.
Shona.
It means this, just exactly the same meaning, just a different intonation.
But what does Inye have any?
No.
But you're saying
you can say that one, as in without the N, but it's that one. Yeah. Or yeah.
So you say Yi?
E for this one, E for that one.
Oh. In Shona?
In Shona, yeah.
Wow. Well, praise the Lord! In addition, we are looking for, I'm looking for other teachers in other languages. My dream is to create an African college, African language college, so we can teach at least a minimum of 5 tongues to people. In this country, most people, I think 90% of children in primary and secondary school that learn a foreign language, a European language, they never remember it 5 years after. So what actually is the point? I think closer to home, if you speak your own language, it actually is in your own advantage, because we need to stop barking up the wrong tree and actually bark up our own tree for the interim, and then go and bark up everybody's tree. I think charity begins at home. That's what I'm trying to say in a nutshell.